And Gabriel, if you want to pull up your slide deck.
Yes. Okay, so I will start sharing my screen. So you can now, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Is it okay? Okay. Well, to start, let me start from, sorry, but some controls pop up and don't let me. Okay, here we are. Okay, so welcome everybody for this first session of RPA Summer School in the Americas region. We will cover an introduction, as Diana mentioned, about RPA. We will talk about specifically about the StudioX version of UiPath, and also explain about the platform and do some demonstrations in order for you to know better this amazing tool. So we will start. It's really nice to see how many of you connected to this session. So I hope you can get the most from this and from the next session. So I will be presenting this class and also the demonstration. And as you can see, the chat is open. You can do some question. So you can do questions during the talk, and also at the end. At the end, we will have a Q&A part of the presentation. So feel free to ask your questions. Okay, so Diana presented the team, so here we are. And let's start from the first, an introduction to RPA. Many of you may know about RPA, about robotic process automation. Some of you may not. So we will explain from the scratch. So to start, before starting to explain what RPA is, we will see a video that shows us the situation in which we are in our workplaces. Or how we got here in this kind of work experience that we have now. So let's see the story of work in this video, and it will be a good introduction for the next topics. Let me check if I'm sharing sound. Now it is.
This is the story of work. It started a long time ago, on a Monday, which was handy. For as long as history itself, the humans needed to work. They wanted to work, to grow things and create things and build things, to see what they were capable of, to stand at day's end and say, I did that, which felt pretty good. So they worked more, built more, and created more, and traveled to far-off places. And then someone suggested submitting expense reports for those far-off places. His name was Glenn, and he was a jackass. Anyway, the people kept getting better at work. They built better tools to work more efficiently. They built amazing machines to work faster. They built computers to work smarter. But still, they couldn't do enough work. Because during all that work to do more work, they had created work, and not the good kind. Not the let's sit around and come up with ideas kind. Not the I can't wait to get to work so I can jump into a new project kind. The crap kind. The drudge and data and admin and the damned expense reports. So the humans had to work more at work they didn't like. That made them robotic. That didn't inspire. They had to postpone vacations. They had to miss family dinners. They were pissed. And then something happened. Someone had a really amazing idea. They came into work and said, stop working, and start working. The humans thought she might have had wine at lunch, so she showed them a way to put the fun back into work, to waste less time doing the things they hated, to make more efficient the big tasks, to stop making the humans act like robots and start teaching the robots to learn the humans. Not to replace people, but to free them. Even Glenn. Robots that learn you. Imagine the potential, like starting over, to help us remember again that work only really works when we're happy at it.
Okay, so here it is. I'm going to teach you. So tomorrow you will teach robots. So that is one of our goals for this summer school. Sorry.
This is the...
Okay, and now changing presentation. So what is RPA? RPA is a technology that enables us to mimic human actions. It's a kind of software that can perform actions as if they were computer users. And we are talking about keyboard inputs, mouse movements and clicks, reading computer screen. So we can say that with the help of RPA technology, we can do any kind of computer user interaction, any kind or almost any kind, to work with practically any kind of computer system, regardless of the generation. So that is what RPA is. It also helps us to easily integrate with other systems, easily in order to, as we saw, to automate the different steps that are part of our work. More on that later on some next slides. We will see how it does it. So what RPA is not? Just to leave behind some misconceptions, RPA is not a humanoid robot. It's not a hardware robot. It's not an industrial machine robot. It's not any of the picture that you can see here in this slide. And what else is not? RPA is not a human replacement. It is not intended to be that. It is a tool that lets you perform repetitive tasks, knowing that many of you have a lot of that kind of task in your work. So that is RPA. And it is not just another cost-saving method, because it is quite more than that. Even companies that started their RPA initiatives, they get that RPA will be this just another cost-saving method. Those programs failed because it's much more than that. It's introducing new ways to work. It's introducing new tools for digital workers. So yes, you can save cost when working with RPA. When you start using RPA in your company, yes, you can save a lot. But it's not just that. So now you will know, with the help of this school, you will learn the skills necessary on how to automate your job, on how to be empowered by this kind of tools. That's one of the purposes we want to follow. What can software robots do? Well, we mentioned that this robot can mimic the interactions that we do with computer systems, or the different things that a person do in their computer. in his computer. So it can log into any application, it can move files and folders, it can scrape that data from the web and other kind of applications. It can extract content from documents, PDFs, emails, forms, open emails, send emails, open attachments, make calculations, and even some even more advanced kind of analysis on data. Read and write to databases as simple as a text file, an Excel file, or even robust databases. So it can do a lot of things. See, with the help of RPA, you can automate many kind of steps, almost practically any kind of interaction that you now do in your work when working with your computer. And what are the benefits of using RPA? Well, we mentioned that was not just saving costs. It's that is just one of them. And when using RPA or when started using RPA for yourself as independent professionals, for yourself as students, for yourself as an employee of a company, you can increase execution speed, you can enhance accuracy of your tasks, you can improve regulatory compliance. Sometimes do things that you have to do and you cannot do because you don't have enough time. So RPA can help you with that. So there are many benefits, even more than they are here in this presentation. Also, when talking about HR, we can say that RPA is also a tool for talent retention, because it empowers employees in order to do more with the same effort. But if as we saw in the video, we saw that we want to give the robots some of the work. And also we said that RPA is not a human replacement. So what is the work that the robot best do, or the process best suited for RPA? So these are the main principles to choose the best candidate, the best alternatives when you analyze processes, when you analyze your work, in order to grab the low-hanging fruits, to get the best outcome with the less effort. So when talking about this, you will have to look at those processes that are repetitive, that are rule-based, and that are structured. So those are the best fit processes for RPA. When you can do something more complex, yes, you can. Complex rule processes, or processes that analyzes unstructured information, yes, you can. But it is better to focus on this kind to start for yourself as professional, and to start in your companies. If you are starting with a digital transformation program and it includes an RPA program, it is the best to start with this kind of processes. And what are the use cases, the departments that benefits more with the use of RPA, or the companies that benefits more with the use of RPA? Well, we can say that any department can use RPA. There are use cases in practically all of all kind of departments: finance, supply chain, IT, HR, client services, accounting, operations. And we can mention some of the use cases, but we know there are many more. And maybe you work in a specific industry and you have very specific needs. Well, probably even in your case, RPA can help you. And we're talking about company sizes or company industries. We know for sure that RPA can help any kind of these companies, even a small size company or large companies. So that's why it is growing so much, and that's why many people are interested in this kind of tools, as you are. So you're in the right place. Now let's talk more specifically about UiPath, because we talk about RPA, and UiPath is one of the top companies that offer an RPA platform. And let's talk about UiPath history. It was founded in Romania in 2005. And well, you can see many of these important points. But I will mention just some of them, like between 2017 and 2018, the vision of UiPath was this: a robot for every person. That is that's why it has grown so much during these years, because they offered a platform, and not even a platform and a license, also training courses, and an amazing community that works a lot to help more people and to help them to join to this community and know about RPA, to learn about RPA, and for others to improve their skills in this area. And the platform has grown a lot. Now you can, UiPath offers a complete RPA platform in all of the stages of automation, from discover to maintain, and that is the present or the actual mission of UiPath, to deliver the fully automated enterprise. But we said that UiPath offers a complete platform, a complete set of tools and software that are part of the RPA platform. But there are three main components. We want to focus on these three, because these are the core, the heart of the automation. And is Studio. Studio is the tool that developers and citizen developers use to automate our work, to automate processes, to define the steps, to diagram processes. We use a Studio for that. And StudioX, we'll explain the difference in a next slide. So Studio and StudioX are our process design tools. We design the processes, and the robot will execute those processes when they are ready. Orchestrator is the control room, the component that controls the robot execution, the process execution, the exception, what happened, the administration of the developments, the packages. Well, many of the things that you need in order to manage the automations, you can do it with Orchestrator. And it is a great tool, a great system, because it lets you administer or manage robots starting from 1 to 1,000 of them. So it is a a really easy to use and even powerful administration tool. And the robot that is the software, the execution agent software that runs the processes. So you design processes, you develop, you automate your job, and then the robot will execute that process. And these are the main components of the UiPath platform. And in this RPA Summer School, you will see more and you will learn how to use specifically StudioX. So this is what you are seeing in this session and in next sessions of this RPA Summer School. We mentioned that we have two versions of the tool, or profiles is the exact definition of this design tool, that is Studio and StudioX. And why that difference? Because StudioX is a specific version made from citizen developers. And who are these? Well, I think most of you or many of you, non-technical persons that want to learn how to automate their job, want to develop skills necessary to now automate part of these repetitive tasks, or all of them if possible, in order to make more time for higher value work, analytic work, creative work. What can citizen developers do? Well, they can learn how to build and run automations. They can automate and execute these robot and processes daily, in a daily basis. They can learn about products that improve your automation experience, like UiPath Assistant or your Automation Hub, or other tools that helps you to document your processes, like task capture, and take part in knowledge sharing sessions and groundbreaking discussion. This is a trend. This is what we are seeing, that how RPA is changing the way we work, and the citizen developers are driving that change in most cases, because they are communicating what they want, because now they know what processes can be automated. And if you don't know, after this school, we want you to know that. Sorry. And now citizen developers have a really important role in most companies, and many companies have even started citizen developer programs to teach them, to give them a space, to give them a tool to share their ideas of processes, of things that can change with the use of RPA. And in fact, Automation Hub is actually the platform that UiPath offers to have a community of developers and citizen developers that can share ideas and opportunities to automate and propose different kind of processes to automate. So we see changes, as we mentioned at the beginning with the video, and citizen developers are part of these changes that are happening right now. And talking specifically about software, about tools, we mentioned Studio and we mentioned StudioX. And StudioX is the specific tool made for citizen developers, specifically for those citizen developers starting like you. And it is a tool, a powerful tool that you can use with no need of programming knowledge, with no need of prior knowledge in or having an IT background, even if you don't know about networks, protocols, or things that usually we, the IT people used to talk about. It's a no-code platform, so you don't need to code. You visually design your processes. This is what you will do with the help of StudioX, and you will see just a little bit more later with the demonstration. So I just want to repeat this. This is the version made specifically for citizen developers. It's a no-code platform. It's an integrated environment. In one window, you will have all the necessary things you will need for automating your processes in a visual and appealing interface. Well, and if you don't know, if you don't have it, you don't have it installed, well, how can you get it? In order to install UiPath Studio, you can follow these steps. So we will explain. I am going to explain this. So first of all, you can create a free account in UiPath Automation Cloud. It's in cloud.uipath.com or following the link. Once you have created your free account, it can be with your customized email or with your Gmail, email, Microsoft, or whatever email system you have. You can create your account. Once you have created and logged in for the first time, you will see a banner in the center of the page that will encourage you to download your own version of Studio, UiPath Studio. If not, because maybe you have already logged in, you can see at the right side in resources, download UiPath Studio. There is a button also visible in the home page of Automation Cloud. So that way you can download your copy, fully featured copy under the community licensing. If you have doubts about community licensing, we can talk more about that later. After downloaded, you can run the UiPath Studio installer. If you follow the default steps, probably you will have no problem at all. If you are a more advanced user and you want to make some changes, we usually don't recommend that. Not specifically because it is bad, because with the default installation, we'll have all the necessary components to work. And in some point of the installation, the system will ask you to choose about Studio profiles. So you will have to choose between Studio or StudioX. And if you are keep following the sessions of this track of the RPA Summer School, you will have to choose a StudioX profile. But you can see that if then you learn a lot about StudioX and you want to move to Studio, you can use that same installation and sometime in the future move to Studio with the same installation of UiPath, or maybe even use both if you want in the future. So that's the steps necessary to have your installation working, your UiPath installation working. If you can do it now, it's a good idea in order to follow the demonstration. If not, don't worry, because this first session is intended to explain and demonstrate. And in next sessions, you will learn specifically, or you will have practical examples to follow step by step. And it is very important that for next sessions, you have a working installation of UiPath StudioX. So any doubts about this during the session, please ask us. Please use the chat or the Q&A in order to talk about that if you have some problems in this process. There you have some very good tips in the chat. Okay. So we talk about the StudioX. More about StudioX is here in this slide. As I mentioned, we have a no-code environment, all necessary to just start working and start designing our sequence of steps that are part of our repetitive work. And there we have some native integrations with common used systems like Microsoft Office, like Outlook, Outlook 365, Gmail, or even some pre-built subcomponents that you also have available in StudioX. You have a project notebook that helps you to apply your knowledge about Excel, and also you can have inputs with Excel from any kind. You will see more in the demonstration and in the next session. You can use a UiPath assistant. UiPath assistant is a simple tool that helps you execute your processes and schedule your processes with no need of opening your design environment. So sometimes you don't want to open your design environment, you just want to execute. So you have UiPath Assistant. It's a handy tool that you can now click and make the robot to start working. You have some templates that helps you start not from the beginning with some common use cases, and an intuitive error handling, so you can skip, retry, or stop if something is not working as expected. Some of this will happen, so don't worry because it is prepared for this kind of things. If you program a click and in the application is not available, well, StudioX will catch that error and show you that that action was not possible and let you choose if you want to skip, retry, or stop your process. So it's all prepared for you to start developing without worrying in some usual details that software developers have to worry or to work with other kind of development environments or when coding. So it is different. It's a no-code approach of software development because it is software development. You will develop pieces of software, but with a no-code tool. Sorry. I think I pass over the quiz. Now it's the time to answer the first two questions of the quiz. And after the demonstration, we can do the other part. So Diana can help us with that.
Yeah,
with the Menti.
Yeah, so I'm going to put in chat how you get into the Menti quiz. So you go to www.menti.com and then you type in this number, if everybody could start doing that. Also, when you type it in, please make sure you stay in for the entire session so you don't have to type it in again. So I'll give you a minute to do that. And we're gonna start seeing people come on. We have a lot of people on this call, so I expect this screen filled up. This is a lot of fun. We want to somebody to be competitive. And again, we'll give you another minute to go ahead and put in the Mente URL and join our quiz to see what you've learned so far.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Plus, we like seeing all these cool icons. Still have a few people joining.
You will miss the gifts.
Very cool icons. Okay, we have 75 avatars.
Oh, great.
That's awesome, you guys. Okay, we're gonna get started.
Diana,
Yes,
some team members asked for the code.
yeah, it's in chat.
Yeah, I hope everyone joined.
Yeah. So which of the following is an action a software robot cannot mimic? Is it log into any application, extract content from emails and forms, or design a cape for Spider-Man? Okay, so we have a lot of right answers. I'm just going to give you guys a minute. If you haven't joined, you still have a chance to win. It's really based on how fast you answer the questions. So please, if you haven't joined, just go ahead and join. And we have 3 more questions, so there's still plenty of time. Okay, I'm going to show you what the leaderboard, who's winning so far.
Head to head. Fighting for
Yeah.
the first place.
It is
Yes.
great. Okay, so hopefully everybody's joined who wants to participate. I'm going to go to the next question. So you need to answer fast in order to get more points. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the process best suited for RPA? Is it repetitive, non-digital, manual task, or rule-based? Four more seconds. Non-digital task. You guys really did well on that question. Great. Let's see how we're doing.
Excuse me, to enter the question, you have to do the website www.menti.com.
Yes, you go to menti.com, the website, and then you type in that number. And there's still 2 more questions, so no problem.
No,
Yeah, just join.
my screen is small, then I have to open another window. It takes not I couldn't see the.
So it looks
Well.
like Gabby's leading here. These numbers change as we go through. It'll get, the questions will allow other people to win as well. So no worries if you haven't joined yet, you still have time. So I am going to stop there and pass it back to Gabriel. And we will have Menti quizzes every session. So even another reason to join
Yes.
the next session, you guys.
Keep connecting.
Yes.
Okay, great. So now it's the time for the demonstration. If some of you have already downloaded and installed the StudioX, you can follow. If not, no problem. it is a as I mentioned at the beginning, it is a demonstration, just a demonstration. It is not an step-by-step exercise, because we will see the use of some concepts that will be explained in future sessions. So, for example, I will include the automation, UI automation. That is when you are automating clicks application, open application, and type into. Well, that part will be explained completely in next session. But you can see just a demonstration at the beginning of that in this demonstration, and also about Excel use. So don't worry if you, after this exercise, you see, oh, it was so fast, I couldn't learn how to use Excel, how to read Excel. Don't worry, it will be explained in session 3. Okay, so I'm going to share again my screen. I'm minimizing this just to remember where I was. So here I have the home page of StudioX. If I want to create a new project, we mentioned that we create project processes, then the robot will execute them. And during the designing process, we can also execute them for testing purposes. So we will choose new blank task, and we'll create this movie search example. We will leave the.
Can you, hello?
Yes.
Can you set star for the bin star, right? Star, and then open the local project.
Yes, start new project, new project
I
from the
don't
top.
I don't see the new yet.
Maybe you choose the studio profile, and it's
this is Studio Pro. This is Power Studio. How do I change to
studio? You can change it from here. Settings, license and profile.
Setting, and then
license and profile.
License and profile, and change to profile.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then select the StudioX. Oh, I see.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Don't worry. Okay. So now here in StudioX, if you have doubts, you can see at the top, the name should be UiPath StudioX Community, or also at the bottom left, StudioX and the version number. Okay, so I'm going to create this blank task, movie search. Okay, great. Already exists. Movie search 2. I was practicing before. So the project template, the project folder structure is being created. So we have to wait just a few seconds. And now we have our blank process just to start. Just some explanations about the UiPath interface. Let me arrange my windows. So here in the middle, we will put the activities. What are the activities? The activities are these predefined steps that will be the steps of our process. So here we will put all the necessary steps that will be part of our automation process. As I mentioned also, here at the left, we have the activities panel. So here we have a lot of activities, different kind of activities that we can include in a process. It is a good thing to explore them, to see what is available. It will give you an idea of what kind of the steps are pre-configured here in UiPath StudioX and available for and easy to use. Also, you can know that here in the toolbar, you have some options like save, and there is this option manage packages. With managed packages, you can also in the future with a more advanced with some when you will have some more experience after the next practices you will have in the next sessions of RPA Summer School, you will be able to add some packages, and the packages can add more activities. So this is not the total list of activities available for use in StudioX. You can also add more activities with if you browse more activities. Okay, what else? What else we have? Well, we have a recorder. We will see the use of the recorder right now. And properties. These properties will, this panel will show us all the properties that are part of any of these activities or steps included in our automation process. So let's start. We will start using a recorder. And first, I am going to explain what I'm going to do. So I will show you just a simple demonstration of how to search for a movie in a website. We will use this rpachallenge.com website that is developed by UiPath in order for all of us to practice different exercises related to automation. So here we have this movie search option. So we can search here a movie and see if it is available on the catalog. Okay, I did that manually. So how I am going to automate this? Well, let's keep the first page open, and then we will work with the recorder. All of this will be explained in detail in the next session. So don't worry if you didn't understand everything about UI automation. I will open the app web recorder, and here it is, some of the magic part, that is when the tool lets you specify different parts of the window. And as you can see, it can recognize, you can see that there is a green square selecting the specific element in which I hover over the mouse. And till so far, I'm not clicking anything. So I'm going to click movie search, that is the specific application of this page I want to enter. And now the input text, specifying a movie name, and confirm. And then I'm selecting the find button. Okay, so I think I have finished so far. So I'm saving this recording, and automatically all these activities were included in my design panel of StudioX. Let's test this. I'm gonna make just a change because it usually the robot after using a window, it closes it. So I'm changing that to not to close the window in order for you to see what the robot did. So I'm running this. Let's see. Okay, so here we have this part of the automation working. Yes, the opening of the browser, the clicking, input the movie name, and then searching for that. As you can see, it's really easy to use, and with practice, you will get used to it in just a short time. Well, most of our work is related to, as we mentioned at the beginning, with repetitive tasks, and also it was one of the questions of the quiz. So it is expected that almost or most of our automation processes include a repetitive part, and that repetitive part in a lot of cases, or in most cases, can be related with the use of an Excel file. Maybe you read an Excel file, you read a list, and then do some things many times, depending of the amount of rows you have on an Excel sheet. So I'm going to show you also that, and I'm going to include that in this demonstration. And this demonstration, you will have it available to download, ready to use if you want to, after this session, want to test it. So how are we going to do this of reading Excel and searching for a movie, depending on the content of that Excel? Well, I'm going to include the reading of an Excel file with the use of this activity, but in the middle of the process, because just part of the process I want to be repetitive, and the other part I don't want it to be repetitive. The opening of the browser and the click on the movie search button, I don't want it to be a repetitive part, just the search of the movie. So with the help of this activity, use Excel file, I'm going to I will be reading an Excel file, and with the help of this activity, for each Excel row, I will read the content of a specific Excel sheet. Well, here I have to specify the file. I have it prepared here in my desktop. It is movie list. It is a very simple Excel file with just only one column and a few movie names. So here we are ready, and let's pass to the next activity for each Excel row. This activity is the iterative part. It's the activity that helps us with the repetitive actions that we want to be done while reading Excel rows. So how I'm going to specify what a specific sheet or what a specific column I want to read? Well, I can select that with the use of these tools. The configuration button in the sum with the sum icon. See, Excel, indicating Excel. Excel will be automatically opened, and here I can select the column I want to read. or the starting point of the reading of the sheet. That will be, as I mentioned, explained in detail in the next session. So I'm confirming this, and the robot now knows what to read in Excel. I'm also saying that sheet has headers. So now I can include these activities that I want to be executed many times as movies are in the list. The type into and the click and the find button click. And finally, I'm going to make a change because when I recorded, I specifically entered a specific movie name that was Batman. And I want to change that because I want that the search is dynamically selected depending on the content of the Excel file. Well, I'm going to do that by changing this value, Batman, that I entered manually when recording. So with the use of this sum button and the options available, I can choose in current row, that is the specific row I am reading, movie name. Well, that way I can change the fixed value for a dynamic value obtained from the Excel file. Let's see if this works. Save. I have to close Excel before running, and I'm closing the browser too in order to see what is happening. Hope it works. Okay, and that's all about this demonstration. This is a demonstration to show you the things you can do and how easy you can do them, because we also know that your real scenario work or real scenario processes are not as easy as this. But don't worry, because the tool makes you make it simple to use. So you can do, of course, you can automate things that are quite more complex than this. And also we could continue working on this specific example or exercise, obtaining the results, obtaining a screenshot, saving that data in the same Excel in other Excel file. So we can continue working on this process a lot more. And well, but this is to give you an idea of the things you can do with the help of StudioX.
Okay, Gabriel, just one question that people ask.
Yes.
Can you show us which version do you have installed of UiPath?
Yes. I have 2022.4.3.
And for everyone that asks, basically 2022.4 is the latest enterprise version. If you install the community version, you may have 2022.7. Don't worry about that. Essentially, it's the same tool. The problem is that community versions are uploaded each month. There's a new version up until we get to October, where the new or the next enterprise version is going to be released with all the new features that were introduced in the mid versions that you can see in community.
Exactly, that is the explanation. And if you want to change that, if you have same as mine, I want to change it. Here you can change the update channel. Those that have preview selected will have a newer version, and those that have stable selected will have an quite older version. But talking about what we showed, we have just shown, there are no differences. There may be difference in the future, of course, because new release comes with new activities, new properties, but not, regarding what I have shown right now, there are no differences. Okay. Well, I don't know if you have any other question, a specific question. As I mentioned, it was not this is the first demonstration of this course, of this first session. It was not intended to be a practical exercise. If some of you could follow the steps and design your own process with your own movie search process, great. But don't worry if you couldn't follow everything, because starting from session 2, you will work on specific exercises in each of those sessions. In fact, Nicolas will be explaining the Excel part in session 3, and we'll have him in that part.
Yeah, I know that there are a lot of questions in the chat. I tried to answer all the technical ones. I may have missed a few ones. Just make sure to post again if I missed something. But as Lorena mentioned, there's also the thread in the forum where you can go and post any questions that you think was left out, or any other questions that you will have along the program. You are also able to access the forum to make sure to check anything that you may also find like an issue or something that you want to do or something. I know Gabriel can talk a little bit more, but in my case, whenever I want to do something in UiPath that I don't know how to do it, you can go into a forum directly, or you can go even into Google and say UiPath StudioX and just type whatever you want to do. Like, I don't know, string to date, and most of the cases you'll find an answer in the forum explaining how to do what you want to do. Why? Because when we are starting, most of our problems already happen to someone else, and the answer is like most of the times you're going to find it in the forum. Maybe not the first answer, but you're going to find it. If not, you can always pause and get an answer from someone else in the forum.
Yes, you will have a lot of resources. Anyway, some of the question I may answer here. There is one regarding browsers. Firefox, Chrome, and Edge are all compatible. Anywhere, most developers and citizen developers use Chrome or Edge. But if in the installation process, part of the installation process is the installation of some browser extensions. So you have to make sure those extensions are correctly installed, and in some browser, or depending on your computer permissions for your user, some of those steps have completed successfully and some others don't. So you can check that. But
I have one question. It is the session for 1 hour from August 2nd to August 12th, right?
Please, Matthew, can you repeat the question, because I couldn't hear you?
Is every session have the session going on from August 2nd to August 12th for 1 hour every day?
You mean the duration of the sessions?
Yes.
Yes, the duration of the sessions are 1 hour and a half.
Okay.
The 4 of them, yes. So yes, that's the duration.
Thank you. 249.
Oh.
So the August 2nd, August 4, August 9, and August 11. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
August.
Here, let me see. Yes,
And if
4,
you go
9,
to
and
the,
11. Yes.
and if you go to the first URL I put in the chat, you'll be able to go there and see all the sessions and you can register for all of them.
Okay, thank you.
One question that it was mentioned here is about the that it was a difficult example. Again, as Gabriel mentioned, the idea was just to demo the capabilities, not for you to actually understand and know how to do right now this example. Session 2 is going to build on how to use UI automation, like the clicks on the open websites and applications. Session 3 is going to talk about Excel and Word automation, and session 4 is going to talk about email automation using Gmail and Outlook.
Exactly. This demonstration was intended to show you some of the possibilities you have when automating tasks, and also you will have available from the forum. You will be you will have the example if you want to download it. It is when you download it, you will see that is just a few steps, and then you can run it in your computer and make some changes to that while advancing in the other sessions. But I recommend you, as Nicolas mentioned, to have session 2. Then you will thoroughly understand about UI automation, and on all the specific steps you have to follow to automate the user screen actions, and the next sessions that will explain other things like the use of Excel.
Gabriel, just one question was mentioned here about API calls and those kind of things. Just regarding that, can you mention about the activities packages? Just for everyone to know that you have the basic activities, but there's so much more that you can do besides what you get when you start.
Yes, I can. Well, great to hear that kind of question. We like it because we know what we do about developing software. It is not usually StudioX users don't usually use this kind of activities, but they are available. So as Nicolas mentioned, you can add a package, a new package, or an additional package like the one you're asking is about making up API calls. Here's web API. Yes, this one. So if you search in official, because in all there are a lot, and it is, and sometimes it's quite hard to find them. In official, you can see this package, UiPath Web API Activities. And this package has many activities, one specific to make REST API calls, and also SOAP calls and decoding of JSON formats, things that usually are necessary when automating these kind of steps. It is not commonly used in StudioX because it's a more you need some skills of knowing how to integrate this way, but it is available in StudioX and also in Studio, of course, that you have all.
Hey, I'm sorry. Yeah, may I ask a question? And one thing that bothered me, like, I was trying to do this thing and data table, and I created a sequence and then built the data table, but I was unable to, convert the string to. But there's no variable, but this is just like, I put that to.
I understand. You want to Okay, the use of dot to call a specific function, you say.
Yes, and that thing, it didn't work for me. And then when I checked it on a forum, it say only to convert the variable. And I was wondering, like, when you do a data table, it does not work, and I couldn't find it on a forum. And also, like, if you can go over with the forum how to use it.
Okay, well, I don't want to move to topics that may be covered in next sessions, and I don't want to explain it just so fast that you can not be able to understand. But you have to have in mind that StudioX is a no-code environment, so everything you have is easy to pick and choose when configuring properties. But in some cases, you can use things like this advanced editor. And when using advanced editor, you can specify variables and also specify functions if you know how to use them. We don't encourage to use this advanced editor when starting, but just to know that it is available for you to use as part of the configuration options in each property. I don't know your specific case. If you want to add it on the forum, and also you can mention us here, I will detail my forum user, that is at Documenter, so I can receive a notification if you post this on the forum.
Sure, we'll do that, and thanks.
Or even if you want to put that case in the, if you put it as a separate post, it's better because everybody will see it and can answer, not only us. But if you want to post it on the specific thread of the forum for this RPA Summer School, okay too.
One of the questions that someone had is if you can re-show the steps that you use to prevent the page from closing after you run the bot.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Prevent the
browser from closing.
The browser. Okay, how I did that?
Yeah.
Okay, I changed a default property because by default it closes. So other thing you have to have in mind when using StudioX are that many of the properties are available when seen at the center of the screen. When seeing this part, the activities has most properties available from here, but all the properties of each activity, and in some cases there are some of them, I don't say a lot, but many of them are available from the left panel. So here in this left panel, you can click on the tab properties. And this way you can see all the properties from the selected activity. So I select this use browser properties and go to options, close. And now I can set up the behavior of the closing of this activity. So I can choose from if open by a browser, always or never. I choose never in order not to close it. It is okay if it closes, but in some cases we don't want it, so we can change it. Okay, I think.
Gabriel, is it possible to take a quick question?
Please. Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, is it possible to, can you go back to that second Excel? And I've just lost the link between the first Excel where the names of the movies would be listed, And then what was the second Excel that you connected? If you just, I know we would be doing this, but I just want to know after I install it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have the Excel was already prepared here in my desktop folder. So this is the Excel content, 4 movies and 1 column. And in StudioX, what I did was this: add an use Excel activity. There is a container activity that specifies links to an Excel file. I chose the file by selecting this browse for file icon. So that's the first part. And then I include in the use Excel file for each Excel row activity. So that will be explained in session 3. And as this activity is inside this one, it is linked to the file selected here. So here I only have to.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So it's basically to fill the rows in that Excel file that you link it from your desktop, and then you define the activities that are required to create those, fill those rows with the data.
Yes, probably you will see more in session 3, but if you search for Excel, you will see that there are a lot of activities related to Excel. So there are a lot of things you can do with Excel. But you start from a container activity like this that links to the file what you want, the one you want to work with. And then the activities of actions specific working with that file. Okay, great. Well, great to hear all the questions. It also means that the topic is interesting to you. We like to hear that. And we want to finish with the final slide.
You want to do the Menti quiz?
Oh yeah, the Menti quiz. And I think the final slide was also covered by you with the community slide. So, but we can repeat it too.
Yes.
So let's do the quiz.
Okay. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. All right, and hopefully you're all logged in.
Is the website is again?
I'm going to put it in. Oops.
The website is
Is it going to be from the last session or
Menti.
we need to refresh the browser of the Menti?
It is the same as the
Menti.
last session, and I just put it in the chat window.
It's also at the top of the screen that you're sharing right now.
Correct. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit. While we're doing that, why don't I ask Gabriel and Nicolas a question? Is there anything that people who attended the session tonight should do to prepare for tomorrow's session? Should they try to download Studio? What do you recommend?
Yeah, I would say that everyone tries to download Studio. Again, you'll have the presentation that Diana will upload it to the event page. So you'll have every step on the links and everything to download. And if you have any questions, problems, I know that a couple of persons wrote me about some issues that they are having. Just post it on the forum so we can start a thread, see your screenshots, or even, I don't know, schedule a meeting to review all the issues that you may have.
Great, and that'll help you get ready for the next session. That also helps others because they may have the same problem. So it's really good to share in the forum. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next question. I'm trying to, let me try to escape this. Oops.
Mm.
Go here. All right. Stop sharing it. I might have to reset this. Try this, see if it works.
Menti.com.
There we go. Which of the following is not one of the three core components of the UiPath RPA platform? Is it Process Station, Studio, or Orchestrator?
Let's see if they were focused on that part or lose the concentration.
I think most of them got it.
Great.
Process Station, great. Okay, and our last question. Oh, we gotta look at the leaderboard to see who's winning. Well, Gabby's holding the lead, it looks like. Okay. Last question. So answer fast to get more points. Choose the option below that is not a development profile on the Studio desktop application. UiPath StudioX, UiPath Citizen Developer, UiPath Studio. This should be easy. Yeah, most of you got that right as well. Great. So we're gonna see who the winner is. Oops, Mark,
Wow.
you won. So congratulations, that's awesome. Don't, just remember, you guys, there'll be a quiz for every session, so you have more opportunities to win. And Mark, if you could put in chat to me your email address, I will send your award to you. And then Gabriel, if you want to share that last slide.
Yes, I'm sharing. And I want to answer a final question too that is in the chat that was answered by Nicolas, but I want to add something. Neil asked about if a recorder is available in Community Edition, and what I wanted to add is that Community Edition is a fully featured version. It's not a limited version of UiPath Studio or StudioX. So practically you don't have feature limitations. So have that in mind, because it is a powerful version, not just a demonstration for demonstration purposes. Okay, so I'm sharing the last one. That is what we mentioned about community, and also about resources available from UiPath. And this is very important because apart from these kind of initiatives, this summer school, you all have this available. That is the UiPath Academy. If you don't have a user created, do it it is free to use and a high quality training with a specific program for citizen developers, and that covers different topics with when using StudioX. And also, if in the future you want to extend your knowledge to UiPath Studio, also you can get from the academy all the courses necessary to start working with that, and also other tools, all the tools from UiPath. You can learn them about them in UiPath Academy. So if you don't have a user, create one and start taking courses. You can get a diploma when finished. You also can check your knowledge with quizzes in the middle of the courses. This is a really helpful resource, and not all the companies offer this kind of training for free. So to finish, just to remind that content will be uploaded tomorrow.
Yes.
We will expect you in session 2. And also to join the citizen developer chapter of community page, T-Center, so you can receive the notification of other citizen, other specific events for citizen developers. And the forum, we mentioned that too. So we hope to see you in the forum too.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in 2 days. So please take a little bit of time right now and sign up for that next session. There's a lot more that we'll be going through this program, and I think it will really benefit you. And with that, I think we're going to sign off. Thank you, Gabriel and Nicolas, for hosting
Thank you
this
all.
event tonight. And thank you, everybody, for attending. We really enjoy doing this and hope you will learn a lot through these sessions.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.